Just gonna wait a minute and chat with Jeanette, who is joining us today, while we wait for everybody to get started since we're a little early. So how is the weather in California? You're in Atlanta now. Okay, because I knew you had boutiques in both places. Okay. Okay. We're at 80. I left the house in a long sleeve shirt and a cardigan because I'm always cold in the morning, and waited outside while my daughter had horseback riding lessons, and I was cooking. It's like in the mid 80s. So oh my god, and here in Florida. Um, but okay, I'm so excited to get started with you and to talk to you. Hi, Teresa, nice to see you. Okay, so we're having people, people might be asking questions as we go along, but I had some questions to get started with Jeanette. And first, I want to introduce you. Jeanette Goldstein is with us from Jeanette Bras. You have how many locations in California? 5? Okay. Wonderful. And so, how would you describe your expertise and your background if you could share with us? Hey, Simona. I know. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Mhm. Oh. Okay.
Suited to you. She'd talk about your life, or she'd say, "Darling, what's going on with you? Oh, I'm going through menopause, and oh, my daughter's getting married, or there was always life cycles that were attached to this object. I mean, we all know that weddings, proms, puberty. So it's a really important article of clothing, and that's where you went. You had a relationship like your entire life. You could know from
Yes.
a teenager till you were married, and so I wanted to recreate that experience. And so I just did it myself. I'm an actress and my husband's an artist. We have absolutely no experience in business whatsoever, but we know how to create a beautiful environment. I love people. I love talking to people. And we opened the business, and it just over 12 years grew one after another. And my mother's from Atlanta, and so I decided I wanted to go to Atlanta, and here we are.
I love that. I love that. Okay, so 5 stores, 4 in LA, 1 in Atlanta, which I love your reason for doing that. And your passion is what fueled your interest in the business, which I love, and your own experience of having a 32G and now a 34. So that is it's it's so amazing to me how I'm a 32C. So, and I thought that was unusual and a little bit hard to find. But you're so right that when you've got a smaller band size and a bigger cup size, it's a real like you can't just go to like Target and buy a bra.
Well, it's funny you mentioned Target, because this is when I first started. I would go because I could not find a good bra. So why go to another store and spend $50 on something that doesn't work. Why not spend $12.99 and
Yeah.
get the same horrible bra? I would say
Right.
save your money
Yeah.
and buy something that is good. Don't, how it is like with shoes. Don't buy the middle rate. Either accept that I'm just wearing these for the summer, they're fun, they're cute, they're uncomfortable, they'll fall apart, but they were $12.99,
Yeah.
or save your money to buy a real quality pair of shoes.
We are on the same page about this. I can't tell you. One of my aunts growing up used to say, everything I own is either very, very cheap or very, very expensive. And
Exactly.
I'm sort of the same way, but also I read somewhere that in France, women will spend $100 on the bra and $50 on the top. And in the US, they'll spend, $50 on the bra, $100, like our perception of, and the bra is something we wear under every single outfit.
It's fascinating. I mean, I'm fascinated in people and anthropology, and why is that? Why is the European woman, her sense of what is worth spending money on,
Yes,
so different from the American? It's fascinating because the Canadian woman is more akin to the European woman.
yes, in that sense, absolutely. And I know, like in Paris, you'll walk down the streets and on a typical shopping street, you'll see 5 bra stores, 5 lingerie. I mean, they're everywhere. And here we have what, Victoria's Secret in a typical mall, so we don't have that same. So someone is asking if you carry 40H.
We do.
Absolutely. 32G.
Yes.
38 double D. We're getting all the sizes.
Well, I'll tell you what we do. We start. So our slogan is the alphabet starts at D.
Okay.
So when my husband came up with this, that's our slogan.
I love it.
So we start at a 28 band, and that's a woman, and we go up to, we stop at a 44.
Okay.
Okay. So we have, you have to stop on either end.
Yeah. 28 to 44. Okay.
Yeah. That's the band size. And we stock bras from a D cup to a K cup.
Okay.
Now, what's confusing is that every country has a different lettering system.
Yeah.
The letter really has no meaning. If you think about it, it's a symbol of the pattern maker for circumference and volume. There's no standard. So that being, and then if someone says, well, I'm a G, it doesn't, I would say a what G, because the letter itself has no meaning without the band.
Yeah.
They're something together. So, I mean, in Europe, they'll say, there's different systems. They'll use centimeters. So it would be like a 70 G, that's something different. But you need the 2 signifiers in order for the bra fitter to kind of understand. But what she's really doing, and this is important, is she's looking at you and your frame and where your shoulders are set. Like I'm looking at you now, and you have a very slim frame.
Yeah.
I can tell. Like if you put on 100 pounds, your frame doesn't change.
Right.
Right.
Right. That's what I always talk about when I talk about body shape. The frame doesn't change. Your size can change, but.
Exactly. So you have to think about the different structures. So the bra fitter is looking at the frame. She's looking at the set of your shoulders. She's looking where your breasts are placed. Some women, they're higher up. Mm-hmm. Some are lower. And that actually, they're not placed. It's like if you have a lot of space between the top of your shoulder and the where your breast roots in.
Yeah.
The long. So I'm like that. I'm a short woman. I'm 5'2".
Same. Almost 5'3".
Yeah, I'm almost 5'2", let's just say. However, I have a lot of space between top of shoulder and root of breast.
Okay. And so by root of breast, are you thinking like in the middle at the nipple or below it?
No, when a bra fitter is looking at the root of the breast. So that would be where the band sits, right under where the breast roots into the rib cage.
Okay.
So in most women, it's the smallest part of their rib cage.
Okay.
And that's why getting the correct band size is of utmost importance.
Okay.
Because where the bra is held into the rib cage is where 90% of the support comes from.
Okay. So it's not the straps as much as that band. So you're saying some women have between here and here have a lot more space. I think I'm one of them.
Yeah.
Some women, their bust is higher up here.
And they have like a tiny bit of space.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with your height.
Yeah.
It's just
it's a vertical proportion.
In France, they call it your morphology,
yeah.
where everything is placed. And that distance for a bra fitter is important because some brands, the band is wider, the wire comes up higher, some wires come lower, and this is why also it's important to go. So it's important to go to a specialist bra fitter and to go to a store that has a selection of different brands, because every brand excels in something different.
Yes.
And
like I know Marie Jo is one of the ones that has always worked for me.
Yes, they're wonderful on small framed women. You could have a perfect fit you could fit a bra onto a client, and there's something and you go, you know what, this just isn't the bra for you.
Mm-hmm.
It's made for a different shaped, even though, let's say in another bra you wear a 34. In a Mary Jo, the pattern is cut for a finer boned woman. Like it could fit on a larger woman and fit her, but it looks like a toy bra or something. There's something that's off.
Right.
You just kind of look at it, and the client goes, you know what? And you go, oh, it's fine. Let's try something else on you.
Yeah.
And you go and you choose something else, and that's where the kind of fun is, where you are picking from different brands that fits you uniquely.
I love that. And if you go into a store that only has that one brand, that's the only option that they can give you.
Now, if that's the brand that you love and you are wedded to it, then that's fantastic.
Yeah. So is there such a thing, someone asked, as sister sizes? So a certain store said they didn't have a 32. So they said try a 34 and a lower cup size.
Okay. So sister size, I guess that was made up. I guess Victoria's Secret does that a lot. There's a lot of what do you call it? Controversy around that. The how bras are sized. So a sister size means if I'm a 32G and they don't have the bra in a 32G, they could go either up to 34 and then they would go down to a F to maintain the same cup volume, because cup volume is relative to the band.
Yes.
So that's just the math of it. Okay. There's nothing controversial about that math. What is controversial is if the client really needs a 32, again, remembering that the band is the most crucial, and you move and you don't have the G cup. So you say, okay, but I've got a 34. What's the problem? You go up to the 34, it's too loose. So then you put it on the tightest hook. So now it feels like a 32 on the loosest hook.
Yeah.
Right? Because you've lessened it about a couple inches or so. You go, there you go. You can buy this. Now, I would only say, though, you have to tell the client your bra is not going to last as long.
Right. Because you can't loosen it.
Now, many clients go, you know what? Glad you told me that. I really need to leave the store. It's fine. I'm wearing this bra once a year. Not a problem. I'll spend the money. But what I always, if you want to be honest with your customer, you want to say, especially with the band, you want to say, look, it's the most important. We want to get that support, because if the band is too loose, that's when that weight starts dragging on your shoulder. It's like carrying a child on a backpack, and once you put that waist strap on, then you go, oh.
Yeah. So I love what you said. So I've always heard and said that, when you first get a new bra, you put it on the tightest positioning on the band.
Oh, the loosest.
Sorry, the loosest, and you tighten it. Yes, sorry. The loosest, and as it stretches out, you tighten it.
Right.
So what if you're kind of between band sizes? Is that when you should consider a different brand? Like, what if the band of one brand is already kind of a little bit loose on you, but the other size, the next size down is too tight?
Well, okay, so this is one thing that I always want to stress. You are not a bra size. You wear a certain size in a certain bra.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you'll be within a certain range, but like some women say, oh, wait, how come I'm wearing this in your store and this, and they told me I was this and this? It's like, no, it depends on the brand. It depends on, like you said, the elastic. Now, the interesting thing is, so the measurement of the band is something you could measure, right? Because it's 32 inches. However, of course, like you said, it's being measured on a piece of elastic. And depending on that brand's quality of elastic, type of elastic, how it's stitched into that elastic, a 32 will feel like a 30, will feel like a 36. So again, back to, you've got to put it on your body, right?
Yeah.
And also every woman's perception of what is too tight is very individual.
Yeah.
You get one client, we'll put it on and we'll see, there's a certain give that a fitter knows that's within the realm of, that's a good fit. The first thing you do that, you ask them, how does it feel to you?
Yeah.
And if she says, it's kind of, I don't know, it feels too tight.
Yeah.
You don't say, and you have to explain how the bra will stretch. If you're going years and you expect your bra, you not to feel it in your rib cage, there is going to be a bit of a shock when you go like, oh my God, this feels so different.
Yeah.
But you don't want it to hurt. You want it to feel like a firm hug. And the more weight you have off the front, I will tell you, that hug will start to feel good. If you're smaller, you're not going to need as firm a hug.
Yeah. You don't need as much support and as much of the pressure taken off your shoulders and your back.
Exactly.
Yeah. I love that. Thank you. That was such a good explanation. It is the clearest explanation I've heard of why we don't find that consistency in sizes, why a lot of times we're like, but I'm a 32C. Why am I not wearing a 32C in this? Like, it's just, that is such a clear explanation. I really appreciate it. I know that's going to be so helpful. Okay. So we were talking, you and I, before we got started, about bras that can transfer the weight from your shoulders to your back. So you said that 90% of that is in the band.
Yes.
So if your bra is really hurting your shoulders, you've got the wrong size.
Your band is too loose.
Your band is too loose. Okay.
Yeah. Actually, it's interesting because you asked, there were a couple of questions. One was the shoulders hurting, and one was the chafing.
Yes.
And they actually, I'm going to obviously have to see the woman who is chafed. They usually result from the same problem.
Oh,
is a band that's too loose.
Okay, so how can a loose band cause chafing?
Haha, that's a great question. Well, if you think about it, okay, so there's lots of different reasons why things cause chafing. A lot also is, bad materials. If you think again about a shoe, if a shoe isn't fitting correctly, it's too tight or too loose.
Yeah.
You're sliding around in it, you're sliding blisters. It's the chafing. It's a combination of the material chafing against skin, of course.
Yeah.
And if that band is too loose, it's moving up and down and sliding and rubbing your skin.
Yeah.
If it's firm and you're moving around and raising your arms, it should stay, it's not glued to you. You're not a Barbie doll. It's not going to chafe as much. It's going to leave a mark. Like if you take off a pair of socks, you'll see a little red mark and then it should go away. But it's not going to rub and cause injury to the skin. And that is usually that it's too loose.
So chafing And Kathy, it's so funny. The one who asked this question just hopped on. So chafing is caused by a band that is too loose, and also the shoulder pain is caused by a band that's too loose. So if that's happening, your bra might be stretched out. Do you think, or is it, or was it too loose from the beginning?
You know, it's a combination of both.
Okay.
Again, back to how American women think about buying their undergarments.
Yeah.
What we find is, and this is it for American women, is that well, first of all, until pretty recently, we were not able to purchase any undergarments of good quality. You would, or an extended size. So you go in, like when I was a young girl, I mean, I knew I was small and had big boobs, you know, I mean, that was just, you know, and I was an athlete. So I was I wasn't heavy. I would look for the smallest band. I'd go to the department store. I'd go to the sale rack because that's where the stuff nobody wanted to buy. I'd look for the smallest band with the largest cup. And that was I would hunt for that. And what I would find, every so often, I would find a 34D, you know, and I would put it on and I'd be out of it. And I'd go, okay, well, I guess I need a 36D. You don't know. And then I put it on and the band would almost like fall down to my hips. Then I'd be like, okay, well, I guess I need a double D. Right, double D. Double D is big boobs. I'd look for double D in the racks. And all the double Ds were on the 40, the 38s and the 40s.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, what? So that's, you know, what American women had dealt with for so many years. And so what you would do, you go like, ugh, I've wasted all this time. I can't go take my shirt off again one more time and go out and ask the lady, I'll just buy this. It'll be fine.
This bra that doesn't fit me.
Yeah.
So we were buying the wrong bra size to begin with. So that's one of the things. And then they get stretched out and women don't replace their bras as well. As I think as so how often, like if we're talking about a bra band that initially fit you, maybe you were initially fitted and you had a great bra that fit well, and now it's stretched out, it's causing chafing, it's causing shoulder pain. How often do you recommend switching out your bras?
So what we recommend, so if you seek to buy a bra that fits well on the tightest, I'm sorry, I did what you did, on the loosest set of hooks.
Yeah.
Now, if you go up and you're looking and you like the middle, that's not a crime. That's fine. Because sometimes you try and the middle's perfect. You just don't want to buy a bra that fits perfectly on the tightest.
Right.
Okay.
Because you don't have room. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is you want to, so you're wearing your bra, and when you start to feel like it's too loose and the first thing you do is you don't tighten the straps, because what that does, if your band's too loose, it causes the seesaw effect. You tighten it up, you walk around for an hour, and all of a sudden it goes, and then you tighten it up more, and then all of a sudden your band is up almost as a necklace behind your neck. The band should be level with the floor.
Yeah.
So let's say, so how long? It depends on the quality of the materials of the brand. So with bras, it's very easy. It's pretty easy to tell that most of the cost goes into the manufacturing. Is if you think about who is advertising the most, it's very few bra bands. I know a brand. You see it on the internet, you know, there's a certain ones. But if you think about the bras that you find in a department store, you don't see commercials about Simone Perel or you don't. So they spend their money on the bra. So if you're paying a lot of money, if you're paying $100 for the bra, it's going into the bra. So let's just say, we say your first birthday, it should last a year at least.
Okay.
You wear it. It depends on, again,
how
let's
often
say you bought a bra that's $100. You went to the department store. I think most American women know the brands Simone Perel and Chantel.
Chantel, yeah.
Okay. So we would say a year. But it all depends on, if you're a smaller woman with not much weight, or let's say you're a 32D. I'm going to talk about my size lady. 32D, as opposed to a 32I. The woman wearing the 32I, it'll probably last less. You're wearing it more.
Yeah.
right?
It needs to do
The
work
other
harder.
factor on how long your bra lasts is how you take care of it, of course, and how often you wear that one bra.
Yes.
You should not wear the same bra more than 2 days in a row.
Okay.
You want to take it off, give the elastic time to rest, to kick back. The kickback is very important because once you've overstretched it, the elastic of the band, the kickback is not going to be as good. So we recommend minimum 3 bras for the week. And one of those bras, I never want you to spend more than you have. One of those bras could be a sports bra, but you want at least 3. Some women, say 5, 7. I mean, how many shoes should one have? I mean, I have a lot more, but I'm just talking about if you just want to, slowly build up your collection. And you wear it 2 days, you let that one rest, you wear the next one, let that one rest, you wear the next one. And then in 1 week, then you wash them, you hand wash them, cold water. You use a bra lingerie soap. You could use baby shampoo. You could use, there's a product called Soak. We don't have it. We carry Forever New.
Okay.
But you don't want to use Woolite because Woolite is for woolens. Hence the
Okay.
name.
So not the stretch fabrics and lace.
Right.
Yeah.
It's specific. That has things that coat the threads on sweaters. That's good for it. On a bra, elastic, you don't want the threads coated. Okay. So that will make the elastic stretch. So I'm nothing against Woolite, but it's not the product for lingerie.
For bras. Okay.
And you don't put them in the dryer. I mean, you hang them over. It's like you treat it like a fine sweater. You wash it, you press it on a towel, and then you hang it over the bar, and you just let it air dry.
Let it air dry. Yeah. Okay. Okay. That's really, really good to know.
1 to 3 years, let's say.
1 to 3 years. Okay. Yeah. Depending on how much work it's doing based on your, yeah. So, what if you get those indentations in your shoulder? Somebody's asking from your bra.
Well,
what is
that? Usually means that your band, your straps are doing too much of the work.
Right? And your band is loose, maybe?
Yeah. If you're very busty, let's say you're a J or you're a K, you're going to want to get a bra more often because it's doing a lot of work. I guess we all have certain indentations from years and years, depends how old you are, how much they're there. But to lessen that, get a bra of good quality, firm band, make sure you're not overtaxing it. Have a checkup once a year. You can go into a bra fit store. Most bra fit, independent boutiques don't charge for a fitting. So if you have the relationship, you can come in at the year and say, I'd like to do a checkup. Let me know what's going on. And you can, every store is different, but we would say, sure, book an appointment. We, do appointments now because of COVID, and you get, a bra fitting should last. You think of it like a hair appointment. It's not going to last as long as that, but it's a time for yourself. Mm-hmm. You go, you give yourself at least a half hour, an hour. You want to relax. You want to try different things. If you've been to your bra fitter and she knows you, she has notes on you, it can definitely go faster. But
I love the idea of an annual bra checkup. I think that's a great idea because I mean, especially when you're in the childbearing years, like I know it was, every summer we would go to Chicago and I would go get a bra fitting when we were there because we didn't have anybody locally for a long time. And so, I was amazed at how much it changed. Okay. It looks like we might have lost Jeanette. I will give her a moment to hop on and answer some of the questions. I'll ask her about the delicate cycle on the washing machine. We did not talk about wireless versus no wire. If you go on her site, she has everything on JeanetteBras.com. And like I said, I'm sorry we lost her. I don't know what happened, but I'm hoping that she'll be able to hop back in and join us. If not, we might have to do a round two. My understanding is that if the band is doing most of the work, so the wire would be optional. If you have a really supportive bra, the band is doing 90% of the work. And so you can choose to avoid a wireless bra if that's your choice. And also that different brands have different shapes and different sizes of the wire. So you really want to try. Hey, okay, she's back. I'm so excited. Hi. We lost you and you're back. I'm glad. Technology. Okay, I was attempting to answer your questions, and I'm so glad you're here. Because I was like, oh, I hope I'm giving the right information. Okay, so really quickly, somebody asked, what about the delicate cycle on the washing machine to wash your?
I know some washing machines have those delicate cycles, and there's like bra bags and things to wash. You know, we don't recommend that, but that's fine. What I would say is make sure that you clasp the bra.
Okay.
So that hook doesn't get caught into the lace. Even the smallest amount of zhuzhing around might do that. But yeah, no, I know there's cycles and there's certain bags that I just find it easier to throw a couple of bras and maybe some tights into just the sink and blah, 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 and do it. And it's faster for me but everybody's different. But yeah, I would just make sure that you hook the bra to itself.
Okay. That's a really good tip. Thank you. What about wireless versus no wire bras?
Wireless. So again, my customer is larger busted. Although, a European D is more on par with an American C, what you'd call a C.
Okay.
So, we always say if you're a C cup, you should take a look, because again, if you're wearing a band that's a little bit too big, once you go down a band size, like if you say you wear a 32C, did you say? A 30?
I'm a 32C, yes.
Okay, so, it is, we could look for a 32C. It's possible in some brands you'd be a 30D.
Okay.
Right. So anyway, back to wire or no wire. Having a wire is the best support for a large bust, especially on a small frame. If you're thinking of like a balcony hanging off a house, you're cantilevering. And however, you want that wire to fit correctly, because if it's not fitting correctly and it's biting into your breast tissue, it's a terrible thing. If it's wire that's inside the bra channel and it's not wrapped, you're going to be feeling it more than a wire that's wrapped. So non-wire, because we carry, bralettes were very popular during this, the quarantine, of course. You still need some structure from the fabric, and that is achieved by the type of lace you're using, the material. So if it's very, very stretchy, if you have a larger, heavier bust, you're not going to want that.
Yeah, you're not going to get the support.
Right. So you want to look for a fabric that is not so stretchy, that gives you, and you also want to look for, this is what we carry, is a bralette that has seams. Because everywhere there's a seam, there's a join, there's a point of tension and strength. And that's true with a wired bra or a non-wired bra, is that the seams are they are your friend, we say. Seams are your friend, and they will
support.
They will support the seam, where it joins, again, is another point of structure. So if you are fuller busted, I would look for bralettes that are in bra sizes. Like the bralette that I'm just trying to think, do we carry any bralettes? No, all the bralettes we carry are still bra sized. They're not small.
They're not like small, medium, large. Okay, got it. Yeah.
Because we have women who are small frame, large bust. So then what do you choose? It's the same thing like
Yeah.
bikinis. We pretty much our bra manufacturers in Europe, they manufacture bikinis and swimsuits.
Yeah.
So our bikinis are made by our bra manufacturers, and then you buy it mostly. If you're a 34G in their bra, you will probably wear a 34G in their bikini,
Yeah.
and the
That's
same
so
thing,
nice. Yeah.
yeah, with a bralette. So
Okay.
your expectations, I guess I should say, on lift and separation and have to be different for a non-wired for a wired one.
Okay. Okay. So that's a really good question about that, because I know a lot of women have concerns about wired bras. And I think a lot of times, like you said, it's the quality issue. If the wire isn't wrapped well and it's not, you know, the bra is not made well, it's not
Yeah,
going
you
to.
want to make sure, well, how the wire should fit. It should tack. It's called tack is when the gore is the bit that joins the two cups, should
Okay.
tack at your breastbone. And
Okay.
then the wire should go, it should not sit on the breast tissue. It should not, if it sits on the breast tissue, it's too narrow a wire.
Okay.
Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that you need to go a cup size up. It could mean that wire from that bra manufacturer is just not for you. You might want to find a different, let's say 32G. This is where you want to speak with a professional. You don't want to do this yourself, because she'll know, like, if I go up to the H, that wire is going to sit way too far back and not be so. So I'm going to go, okay, to this other brand whose wires cut down a little more. Let's try this one on and
Yeah.
really see where we are. And then that's when she would take notes. And so the next time you go in, you're not wasting your time. Even if you don't have the same fitter, I mean,
Yeah.
your fitter will pull up your notes and take a look at what you purchased and go, oh, okay, I kind of see what sort of shape and also what kind of style this woman like. Oh, she loves color. I'm going to bring her the newest color that we have in. Or you look, oh, she's more on a minimalist sort of, I'm going to maybe not waste her time bringing her flowered things. I'm going to head to a more sort of sleek looking brands for her.
I love that. Yeah, because you're not, and it's like buying jeans. Different brands are going to fit you differently in the sense, like, if you don't know until you try them on, and they're going to have details about one brand that are going to work better for you than details of another brand. In a way, I know jeans is not a very good analogy, but it's the best.
No, it's I've heard it's really good. The reason I say I heard is because I have stopped wearing jeans because of, how women say, I had the most horrible experience in a bra store and I can't find anything. So I just, I have had that with jeans because I've got very hourglass is my shape, my morphology, little waist, large hips, the same thing. So my experience of walking into a department store or something to find jeans kind of feels like how women feel like walking into a bra. Nothing works. It's it's like this and that, and I just stop. Like I wear dresses and skirts, but I would think though, if I went to, let's say, a specialist jeans store that had that, and then she could say, "Don't waste your time pulling up on those jeans. You'll feel bad."
Where
Let
these
me bring you the brands that work for your shape. I mean, I guess there probably is a store like that out there.
Yeah, I'm sure there are. And if not, we need to invent one, Jeanette. We need a store like that. Somebody's asking, what bra do you recommend for a large frame and a D cup?
And a D cup?
Mm-hmm.
D.
A D with a larger frame.
I would go to, now, are we talking band size 40 to 44? How are we?
Yeah, that would be good to know, like how you're defining a larger frame, like the width. So if you could share that with us, Bess. Kathy was saying she has a lace wacole that is tight. Maybe it's the lace. It's hard to tell.
It's tight in the band feels too tight.
She said she just said it's tight. Maybe it's the lace. I'm wondering if she's thinking it's tight across the cup. Might be that it's just too small for you, right?
Yeah, it's very possible you could be wearing a bra that's the band is too small.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, that is, if it's too tight, you've gained weight, or you got one that, then yeah, absolutely. You want a band. You don't want to be uncomfortable. If you don't put the bra on, it's not going to offer you any support at all.
Right.
I always say that.
Right. True. True. Okay. So a 40D is what she was talking about.
Okay, a 40. Okay. So that is in, I would recommend, there's a brand called Elomi. It's an English brand.
Elomi?
Elomi.
Yeah.
Right. And it's specifically made for full figured, definitely tall women. It's very funny how, when you put a bra on somebody, sometimes it fits, but it seems to swallow them. And other women, you go like, wow, that looks, Elomi's amazing on women who are above 5'7", 5'6", 5'7", 30, 40, 42, 44, and busty. They start at a 4. They don't go below a double D. So if you are, but I'm guessing that it's an English brand, so the English count D, double D, E, F, double F, G, double G. They count the doubles. Where if a bra is made in Europe, they don't double. They go D, E, F, G, H.
Oh, okay. So you're saying that they might be able to get a D from Elomi, even if okay.
Yes. And Elomi fits very generous. So if she, let's say, wears, I'm guessing, I would ask her, the 40D, I would always ask what brand. And if she said Wacol, which is actually, Wacol now owns Elomi. Uh-oh, you disappeared.
There you are.
Erin, I need some help here.
You're back.
Okay, I'm back. I also need some juice. I'm losing juice. So let me see.
Wacol, you were saying, is owned by.
Yeah, I know. So if she's wearing a 40D and a Wacol, I would, in an Elomi, I would pull as her fitter a 38. Definitely. Okay. I would hit a 38, and then I'd do 38E, because Elomi, like I said, is for a larger woman. Your fluffier lady, as the company said. She says, for your fluffier lady. And Elomi is very fashionable now. It's bright colors and sexy. It's for young girls, body positive. The only thing I would say about Elomi, if you're short, if you're 5'2",
like us,
and you're a 40D, it's may not fit as well as you would if you were taller.
Okay. What if someone's saying the cup is very deep and it seems there is space between the bottom of the breast and the band? I have to move it so the band is under my breast. She's a 34G.
Okay. So it's possible that you're in a cup that's too big. Another thing is you always want to scoot. You want to put your bra on, or at least adjust yourself, tipping over like you're touching your toes.
Yep.
Maybe your grandmother told you how to do that. And you want to shimmy the wire up so it's right at the root. And then shake around. You want to do the swoop and scoop. If you know that you take your hand, you bring it in and you go all the way into your back, where your back is, where breast tissue is also, and you scoop it forward. You get everything arranged, and you do this while you're leaning over. Yeah. And the reason you're doing this, you want gravity to be your friend for once.
Right. I love that.
And once you're in it and you hold that wire right at the root, you come up. And once you come up, you take my camera is, I have to hold it with one hand. You take your fingers and you smooth yourself back into it.
Like this.
And maybe you in the cup and you shake around, and then you see what's going on.
Okay.
And if at that point you still find space at the, then you're in the wrong size cup. You're in the wrong size. Too much room, you want to go down. Okay.
I find that even with my bra size of a 32C, the really molded cups are not as versatile, or they don't fluctuate with your body. Like they, if I'm having one of those days where there's not much up there, there are days when I'm filling it out, and some days when it's like half empty and sits off of your body.
Well, that's the that's the problem with a molded cup.
Yeah.
So a molded cup, now molded cups have things in their favor and then things that are not in their favor. A
Yeah.
mold, it's called molded because it's made on a mold.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now it could be fiber fill, it could be different materials. They even have there's a brand who developed being able to put fine lace on a mold, but it's a structure,
Right.
a fixed form. Now, if your breasts fit that form, you've won the lottery. You
Right.
fit into it. But there's no, it doesn't expand like, so for a cut and sew bra. A cut and sew bra is, again, very it's cut and sewn out of two pieces of material. It has seams, it has different types of lace, possibly it has different fabrics, bamboo fabric, cotton mix, and it will expand and contract and fit you sort of like a blouse that has darts. If you think of that as a t-shirt that might just lay there, and a t-shirt stretches. So yes, and then a mold is also, it gives the round silhouette if that's what you want, and it usually gives more nipple coverage, no show through, than a bra that has seams. Although it depends. It depends on the bra, it depends on the blouse you're wearing, it depends on the body.
Yeah. I think that's one of the reasons I've always liked them, is like under t-shirts or under knits.
Yes.
So it gives that smooth silhouette.
But also there's different, like you said, you like Mary Jo. Now Mary Jo, there's this they have different, the good thing about Mary Jo and brands like Prima Donna, the European brands, is they'll have a bra and they'll make it in different styles depending on what you want. So like if Mary Jo, there's a bra called the Tom, and there's a cut that's very shallow at the top, because some women we all lose breast tissue at the top.
Yeah.
We all do. But some women are born with less up there and fuller in the bottom anyway. So there's a cut of the Tom that's perfect for that. So if you see someone who's just, they carry all their weight, you know which style of Tom to go to. If they're fuller at the top, you say, oh, this doesn't matter what size in this style of Tom, they're going to be coming out of it. I got to go to something else. So
first of all, I love that you know that. Second of all, that's probably why I like the Mary Jo bras, because like you said, it's amazing that that there's a fit for every woman, really.
There really is. I mean, that's the thing that we try to solve, is that you're not the problem. Your body is not the problem. It's that you have, what if shoes were only made in small, medium, and large?
Yes. Okay. What did I say yesterday in my closet workshop, you guys? I said, it's not you, it's the clothes. And it's the same with bras. It's not you, it's the bra. You may be wearing the wrong bra. There's nothing wrong with your body. Your body is beautiful the way it is. Find a bra that makes you look and feel your best, right? So I love that philosophy. And yeah, I think it's so critical with everything that we know that it's not one size fits all. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
This has been so good. If anybody has any other questions, I can send them to Jeanette through Annie. But I can't thank you enough for how much time you spent with us.
Oh, and I wanted to say, so even though, if you don't live in Los Angeles or near Atlanta, we have developed remote fitting over this year.
Yes, I was looking at that on your site. So JeanetteBras.com, right?
Yeah, and what you would do is you choose remote fitting, and it would be like this. You would hop on a link. You would see one of my fitters actually inside one of the boutiques. She's booked it off for you and not a client in store. And she will ask how tall you are, because that's important. But then she will look at your shape and where you are, everything we talked about, because we don't fit with measuring tape. We fit with our eye.
Really?
Well, I'm saying, yeah, it's all with the eye. So we can see.
Oh, okay.
We can see, and she will go and she'll send the bras to you. It's a little, it's never as good as in person, of course, but it's the next best thing.
Yeah.
And we've had an incredible amount of success with it. And we send the bras to you, and you try them on. You come back on for like a fit check and a discussion. And then, it's as good as a next best thing to being in the store.
I love that because even pandemic aside, we don't all have the option of having a Jeanette Bras in our neighborhood. like we would love, you know? So I love that. So I shared the link to the site and I'm going to do that underneath the video and, you know, wherever I share it. So I love that. One last question. Someone is saying, can you recommend a bra for minimizing breasts that are different sizes due to radiation? We had talked about that at the beginning.
So if they're, I would, if they're quite a bit different because of radiation, a breast form, like a chicken cutlet, probably would be the best filling out the bra. And I would go for a bra that's cut and sewn. That way that you could put the insert in and it can fill it out in a more natural way, as opposed to the form of the, but you could use a molded bra, but we always recommend, every woman's breasts are slightly different size, is a bra that has sort of a stretch lace cut and sew, so it kind of can contract and expand depending on what time of the month you're in, or that, because everyone has one size that's a little bit larger. So either a cut and sew with stretch lace, or get a breast form, a small chicken cutlet, and then put it inside a bra.
I love that. She said she has Edith Lance's 38XXPS and have
Edith Lance is an amazing contraption. It is so very old school. It is the minimizer. It's a work of art. They're very hard to come by.
She said she can't find them anymore.
I don't, yes, they're very hard. We don't stock them. People have brought them into me. You could find a lot of Orthodox Jewish communities.
Looks like we might have, oh, there you are. Sorry. You're back.
So I can't hear you anymore, but it could be that my power is going away.
Okay, I can hear you. Okay, so I like the idea of the chicken cutlet. Thank you so much. And I'm gonna let Jeanette go. She spent so much time with us. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Bye. Thank you.
If you guys have any additional questions, go ahead and share them in the comments and we'll get answers. Thank you guys. I'll talk to you later.
Shot now.
Bye.
You could